Okay, so YouTube, we are doing a really cool video today. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Subaru WRX, guys. This is my 2016 Subaru WRX, not an STI, and not the 2.5 liter, 2.0. I know 2.0 slow, I know. Guys, we're doing a very interesting video today. So I've been doing some studying, I've been doing some research about different types of modifications, the best ones to do for your car, best ones to do for your Subaru STI. But you know, a lot of people tell me, you know, hey Subi, why do you have a bypass valve instead of a blow-off valve? Well, it's just what I got. You know, I personally got the bypass valve from Grimspeed because when I bought the Grimspeed turbo inlet pipe, they had a sale on the Grimspeed bypass valve V2 version. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll grab that. But I am going to get a blow-off valve for my car. I don't know which type to get. So I'm doing some research. I'm looking into a blow-off valve. You know, so I'm like, you know, I have a bypass valve, but I need a blow-off valve. Well, you know, I really don't know. At this point, you know, people are just telling me, hey, get a blow-off valve, hey, get a blow-off valve, get a blow-off valve, get a blow-off valve. Okay, I'll get a blow-off valve. So that's one thing I'm looking into getting. I know I've been talking about getting a front mount intercooler instead of having my top mount. I love my top mount intercooler, but I am looking into getting a front mount intercooler finally. I am going to go ETS on the front mount intercooler. A lot of people have been driving me in that direction of getting a ETS front mount intercooler. People say it's reliable, the price is absolutely amazing. So I am looking into getting an ETS front mount intercooler. Now rims. I know a lot of people are like, yo man, hey look, put some nice shoes on your car. You know, listen, I'm not gonna put Christian Louis Vuittons on my car. Alright, but I am looking, because my car is gunmetal silver and I have red accents, you know, in my engine bay, around my car, the Subi symbols, the emblems, are all, you know, gunmetal silver and red. So I am looking at gunmetal silver with red accents. And I'm probably gonna wrap them in Pirelli or Continental Extreme Contact tires. Those are the tires I have on right now, and the tires perform very well for my car. So that is what I'm gonna go with. So when it comes to interior stuff, you know, I love interior. I do want to get better seats for my car. I want to get something like comfortable. You know, I love these seats, you know, because they have, you know, it's like, you know, I feel like I'm in like a race seat, but I want something better. I want something lighter. You know, I want to do like a little bit of weight reduction on my Subaru. So I am looking at getting lighter front seats. I'm going to get a short throw shift kit for my car. I don't know what type to look at. Those I'm not very familiar with. A lot of people tell me, hey, get a short throw shift kit. You know, that's something that's really, you know, because my shifts are very long for my car. You know, I want something a little shorter so that, you know, when I shift, you know, it's just like, it's very quick. You know, like when I shift my car, it's very long. So I am looking into those upgrades for my car. So weight reduction, I'm gonna get lighter seats. You know, I'm looking at something lighter, something more comfortable. I do want to get like the thing up here that looks like, you know, stars. I want to make my car like look nice. You know, I did a lot of performance. You know, so when I get my front mount intercooler, I am thinking about remounting my turbo more up in the engine bay, where I've seen a lot of people have their turbo mounted. Their turbo is mounted up towards where the intercooler is. Intercooler, yeah. Sorry, I can't speak today. Little boosty right there. I see a lot of people remount their turbos. Some are up close the air intake system, or some they put a bigger millimeter of a turbo. So I am looking at that. I know Grimspeed has a turbo kit that I'm looking at. I know Garrett has one. So I'm looking at those two. So I want to do something cool. I want to do something nice with that. I might get the tripod gauge cluster over here. I know a lot of people have that, but it's like, you know, why have that when I got my Cobb tuner? I got the boost gauge electronically right here on my dashboard. So I might get the tripod gauge over here because I am going to get my car professionally tuned. So I'm going to take my Cobb, my little Cobb access port. As much as I love the bloody thing, because since that I'm catless and I have a straight pipe, I have no cats, and my whole entire exhaust system is demuffled. I spoke to a performance shop called Area 1320, which is in PA. They said that, you know, we can tune your car if it's catless. You know, because I said, hey, look, I don't think my car's performing right. So the performance person said, he goes, look, come in, check, we'll get your car out, check your car out, and we will see if you know, we can tune your car, you know, with catless. I said a lot of people can. You know, he said we prefer you to have a catted J pipe instead of a catless J pipe. He didn't go into specific details why, but I'm sure it's probably like the error codes, you know, that my Cobb tuner has been giving me all the time because I'm catless. So those are a lot of things I'm going to be doing. It's, you know, like, I didn't think, you know, like when I got a Subaru, it's like, you know, okay, I first had to do cooling for my Subaru, and now it's like, okay, now, you know, I'm gonna get a air intake system. Awesome. Now I gotta get a turbo inlet pipe. Now I gotta get a turbo charge pipe. Now I gotta get a bypass valve. You know, now it's like all these things that are coming into play, and I'm like, holy heck. You know, but I want to make the car nice. I want to make the car look nice. I'm gonna redo my steering wheel. My steering wheel is steering wheel. I want to get the one with like the cool like electronic. I want to get a carbon fiber. So I'm looking to do a lot of things. I did do an iDoing head unit in my car, so that's probably the only interior upgrade I've done so far. So I'm going to do a lot of exterior. I want the car look nice on the outside and also give it some nice appearance on the inside as well too. I might wrap my car. I might do like a nice black with white or silver with something really cool. So I'm looking to a lot of things with the Subaru, and it's a journey. Like I said, guys, subscribe and follow my channel. I really appreciate, you know, everybody who